Hey everyone, welcome back to Talk with Precious. It's your girl, Precious, and today we're diving into a condition that I'm sure many of you have experienced, but never knew how to name: misophonia. Imagine sitting in class, work, or at dinner, and suddenly the sound of someone chewing or tapping a pen sets you off like a switch. It's like you can't help it, your blood starts to boil. If you've ever felt this way, today's episode is for you. We're going to break down what misophonia really is, how it affects mental health, and most importantly, how to deal with it. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with the basics. What is misophonia? Well, it's a condition where certain sounds literally trigger emotional explosions, anger, irritation, anxiety, or even panic. These aren't just annoying sounds. They're sounds that send you into a spiral of stress. The sound of someone chewing loudly, pen tapping, or even that persistent sniffing. And I know you're probably thinking, but come on, I get annoyed by chewing too. But for someone with misophonia, it's a whole different experience. It's emotional, physical, and sometimes uncontrollable. Now, you might be wondering, what's going on inside the brain when this happens? Well, there's a lot of interesting science behind it. In people with misophonia, the brain's auditory system is hypersensitive. It processes certain sounds like chewing or tapping as if they're dangerous, like your brain's hearing a fire alarm when it's really just someone munching on their lunch. The amygdala, which is the brain's emotional control center, goes into overdrive. Instead of just a mild irritation, it ramps up anger or anxiety. And the prefrontal cortex, the part that helps you regulate emotions, doesn't quite do its job. So, when you hear that sound, you can't control your emotional reaction. Everything just feels too much. Alright, let's talk about some of the sounds that trigger this. It's not just about the classic chewing or slurping sounds. Here's a list of common triggers I've heard from people with misophonia: chewing, swallowing, and lip smacking, especially in quiet spaces, tapping pens or typing on keyboards. Yep, those repetitive sounds. Sniffling or throat clearing. Breathinies, heavy breathing or snoring. These sounds might seem innocent or even unnoticeable to most of us, but for someone with misophonia, they can feel like nails on a chalkboard. It's intense, like something is happening inside your body that you can't control. And it's not just an annoyance, it's distressing. So, what does this mean for someone's mental health? Misophonia isn't just about getting mad at someone chewing too loudly. It can create long-lasting emotional effects. People with this condition often avoid social settings, dinners with family, meetings at work, or even movies with friends because they're afraid of being triggered by those sounds. It leads to social isolation, anxiety, and can even escalate to depression. Imagine feeling that constant tension every time you're around people, fearing those sounds. It's exhausting, and it can affect everything from relationships to work. But here's the good news: there are ways to manage misophonia. It's not about just avoiding those sounds, though that helps. There are strategies that can help you gain control. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. This approach helps you reframe your emotional response to those triggering sounds. It teaches you to change how you react, which can reduce the intensity of those emotional explosions. Sound therapy, white noise or calming music can drown out triggering sounds, turning down the volume on the irritation. Mindfulness and relaxation. Learning how to calm yourself when you're triggered is a game changer. Mindfulness techniques like deep breathing can reduce that immediate rush of anger or frustration. Gradual exposure. It might sound scary, but slowly exposing yourself to triggering sounds, combined with relaxation exercises, can actually help desensitize you over time. It's like a muscle: expose it, and it gets stronger. Open communication. Talk to your friends, family, and coworkers. Let them know what you're dealing with. Most people will understand, and it can take a lot of the pressure off when you're in social situations. Misophonia may be a condition that many people live with in silence, but trust me, you're not alone. If you or someone you know has experienced these intense reactions to everyday sounds, there are ways to manage it. Thanks for tuning in today. If you've dealt with misophonia, or if you have tips for coping, drop a comment below, and let's get the conversation going. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with anyone who might find it helpful. Together, we can break the silence and make it easier for people to understand this condition. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time on Talk with Precious.